Hey guys, Drifter here. Today we're going to be talking about the big news, which is that the Cold War Warzone experience will not be available at launch. Black Ops Cold War Warzone, or Cold Warzone as I like to call it, will not be available for you to play when Black Ops Cold War comes out at launch. We kind of sort of don't even have a specific date for when it's going to be available. Based on the information that we're going to go over in detail in today's video, we can reasonably estimate about 3 to 4 weeks after launch, but it still stinks that I don't get a new Warzone experience right off the rip. All of the information that we're going to be talking about in today's video comes from the Activision Q3 investor and performance call, where they talk about how well they've done, how their brand is doing, how much money they're making, where the revenue is from. This is more of a formal meeting for the shareholders and also something of a marketing opportunity for the entire company. But the CEO and all of the information that they were dropping was just bombshell after bombshell after bombshell of Call of Duty news, which we're going to be going over all today. Well, right after this sponsored segment, and I want to encourage you to actually watch this one because I had a metric shit ton of fun filming it. It was some of my finest and stupidest work. It was a fun Halloween project that I did with my wife. It's about 5 minutes long because it's kind of crazy and goes off the rails, but if you want to skip it, you can, but I would encourage you to watch it and roll ad.
SketchyRussianLink.ru. Okay.
Congratulations, you won!
Oh my god! Who the fuck are you?
I'm a demon, calm down, it's okay. It's fine, it's fine.
How the fuck did you get my house?
Horns, yeah, red skin, obviously a demon. You weren't using nordvpn.com/drifter, so your internet connection was totally unprotected on that sketchy Russian link. I just rode the fiber line in from the 7th Circle. I am here to offer you something important in exchange for your soul. I'm here to make you the one-time exclusive offer for your soul for this 15% off at overstock.com coupon.
What makes you think I want to trade an eternity in heaven for an overstock coupon?
Oh, eternity in heaven. Oh, they didn't tell me you were a comedian. Look, you don't have nordvpn.com/drifter installed on your computer, so everybody in hell got to see everything you just looked up on your last Pornhub session, and let me tell you, it was epic. It was stupendous, and I have no idea how you think you're getting into heaven after that.
Now, that was pretty sinful.
It was. It really was. But to be honest, you have fantastic taste in adult films. I think you're going to fit in really well in hell. And honestly, if you'd used nordvpn.com/drifter, you could have stayed completely anonymous and still opened all 40 of those tabs of Catboys. Because nordvpn.com is super fast. You can load up tons and tons of tabs. They have really high bandwidth. It's a fantastic service.
So if I'd used NordVPN, you wouldn't be here.
That's right. NordVPN blocks ads, malware, and even internet demons like me.
So what if I was browsing like in communist China, or even worse, Florida?
Well, NordVPN works in communist China and surprisingly even works in Florida in those rare regions that have internet. NordVPN is fast, reliable, it has 5,400 servers in almost 60 different countries, and you would not believe how many times I thought I caught some guy in Missouri sending out a hateful tweet storm, so I jumped on the line from the 7th dimension and popped out in Kabul or Korea. NordVPN even lets you double encrypt for twice the layers of protection, so sometimes I waste 2 transdimensional trips. It's terrible.
I know a lot about NordVPN.
Well, I have to, because NordVPN is my arch nemesis after all.
I thought that would be like God or Buddha or Jesus or something.
No, see, God used to do this like magical, spiritual watching to make sure if you were sinning or not, but honestly, internet security is so bad these days, most people just throw their private data out there all over the internet with no VPN, so he just contracts out to local governments. Did you know birds actually aren't real? They're just government drones that operate off the 5G Huawei towers and send data straight to the CIA so they can send it to the Illuminati that then sends it to God to make sure you go to hell.
Okay, so let's say I Google something sinful, like how to start an MLM, like Herbalife, and rip off all my friends. Won't that, like, be logged on the server side?
NordVPN has a no logs policy. They don't save any of your searches or anybody's for that matter. It's completely anonymous on the server side. It's a huge pain in my red ass. We hate NordVPN in hell, though props to the very sinful Google search. I love it.
Well, thanks for the info.
Hey. Hey, we got a deal here. Hey, coupon, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, Earth to Center, what are you doing? What's going on here? Pay attention to me.
I just installed NordVPN on my PC, phone, and at the router level, so it protects the entire house.
No! NordVPN? That's it, I'm out of here. I'm phasing out.
Nope, can't get out. Looks like you're trapped.
Ah, your firewall's too strong. Come on, phase out. Come on, get out of here.
Looks like you're trapped in here, man. Wow, this is a lot cheaper than I thought. I used the NordVPN.com/Drifter special cyber deal, and it seems like it's $3.71 a month of free, and I get a surprise gift. It's pretty awesome.
What does that mean? What does that mean for me?
You're trapped here with me for all of eternity. Looks like the next 70 years are gonna be real fun.
Oh, God.
You're gonna be my servant.
Servant? This sucks. This really sucks.
Give me a Coke. Get it from me, bitch.
Okay. Oh, God. I still have some magic, but NordVPN has me trapped. Why did I do that? I didn't even want to do that. Can I have some Coke? They don't have any in hell. It's really hot.
No.
Oh, it sucks.
I'm sure glad I signed up for NordVPN. You never know who's watching you online. Sure great to have some privacy around these parts. Hey, demon.
Yes, mistress of NordVPN?
Go clean my house. Go lick it. Clean it with your tongue.
Fucking NordVPN.
What'd you say?
Yes, mistress, I'm on it right now. And we're back. If you somehow made it through that ad, I hope you check out NordVPN. They're a great company and a great sponsor, or were. I don't know if they're going to keep sponsoring me after that. But let's talk about Black Ops Cold War. On launch, it's going to have the standard campaign, multiplayer, and zombies that will not be missing from the experience. And PlayStation 5 is still going to get the exclusive zombie survival mode, which kind of doesn't look very fun to me. But the Warzone integration isn't coming until December. December is the only thing that the Activision CEO said for a specific date and time, along with the fact that the Warzone experience is going to launch with Black Ops Cold War Season 1. So Black Ops Cold War is going to have seasons just like Modern Warfare did, and their first season is going to launch sometime in December, and as soon as that happens, it's going to load in Warzone because the Battle Pass also integrates with Warzone. December is about 2 weeks after the launch, a little bit more than that, but I seriously doubt that this is going to be going live on December 1st. It's just not, that's not a realistic goal. I'm going to bet sometime about mid-December, so about 3 to 4 weeks after launch, we'll get Warzone, or on the generous end, I'm going to say we might have to wait a whole month. Now, they talked about a lot of stuff in this call, but there were some important things that were not mentioned. Namely, if Warzone is going to be free to play for literally everyone on that day, or if it's going to be Black Ops Cold War owners only. We don't know if Warzone itself is going to transition and no longer be Modern Warfare related. We don't know if there's going to be a second option. We don't know if that second option is price or subscription gated or something. We don't even know if Warzone is going to be on the disc. So however much space it takes to install your game on the PC or on console, you might need even more space for Warzone when that comes out. Personally, I have a suspicion that at least part of this decision was to ensure Black Ops Cold War sales, because as a consumer, you don't really have an incentive to pay $60 for a game when you can download and play its free-to-play counterpart, like, immediately for nothing. So what they probably want is to cash in on the Black Ops Cold War hype and really ensure a solid first month of sales before transitioning to the free-to-play side version of the game, which would be Warzone. It's also very possible that maybe Warzone just isn't ready, which is okay by me. I'm sure that many of you saw this week that Cyberpunk got delayed again, basically because it doesn't run well on the old systems, and this brought real manly tears to my eyes. I really want to play Cyberpunk, and I'm really sad to see it being delayed. And I think that Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops Cold Warzone are having the same problems. Treyarch has to develop 4 different game modes this year. They have to make their campaign, they have to make their multiplayer, they have to make their zombies, and they have to make Warzone. But not only that, they have to make it for, what, 12 systems? PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Digital, Xbox One, the old like launch day Xbox Ones that required the Kinect have to run the game, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, PC, which is a whole thing unto itself, and I don't even know if it's going to have Stadia support, but that's a possibility as well. So that's a lot of work to do that they gotta somehow do at home, since, you know, the pandemic, everybody's worked from home now, and I can empathize with that greatly. That is a stupendous amount of work to do in the worst of possible scenarios. So I'm gonna give them a pass on this. I'm not really worried about it. I'm also generally okay with waiting for a game to be good when it comes out versus being buggy at launch. I hate it when I play a game at launch and it's miserable and I kind of dismiss it and go away, and then, you know, you come back a couple of months later and it's an amazing game. I'd rather just have it be amazing off the rip, and I can wait on Warzone for that. One other potential problem they could be experiencing is integrating loot with Infinity Wards. So we still don't know exactly how this works yet, but the loot that you get in Modern Warfare is available in Warzone, and the loot that you get available in Black Ops Cold War is going to be available in Warzone. So for the first time ever, two companies have to share the same loot table and loot pool. And if I had to guess, the system that they have on the back end that manages who owns and who gets what and where it came from might not be consistent from studio to studio. So there's probably a ton of engineers working very hard to integrate that so that all of your stuff carries over properly and it isn't just a big glitchy mess. The next big news is that Warzone Mobile is coming. I almost can't believe this one, but according to the Activision CEO, they're planning to expand Warzone to other regions and other platforms, including mobile. That's kind of all that they said about it. I almost can't believe it. I mean, there was a call a while back where they were talking about Apex Legends Mobile, and that still hasn't happened. So it's not like you're going to see Warzone Mobile next week, but it is a very real thing that Activision is really spending money on to develop Warzone for mobile. I'm not exactly sure why, because Call of Duty Mobile, which we'll be talking about in a moment, already has a fully functional BR mode that I enjoyed a lot. The BR in COD Mobile was by far the best part of the game, in my opinion. I love the giant hellhound you have to kill too. And I don't know why we need another BR experience on top of that, but we had a BR experience with Blackout, and then we have a new BR experience after that one, so maybe something like COD Mobile. All the COD BRs getting a little bit confusing here. And speaking of COD Mobile, the Chinese government gave approval for Black Ops Cold War to launch in that region, which is kind of new. A lot of times China doesn't like to distribute Black Ops games in particular because they're deep into conspiracies and sort of alternative histories and stuff. I assume this one doesn't have very much to do with China. It's a very US-Russia focused story, so maybe they're okay with that. The CEO also on call said that Black Ops Cold War will have levels 1 through 55. He did not mention prestiging, he did not mention levels beyond that, master prestige, resetting, but just that the game would have core progression and of course cross progression with Warzone from levels 1 to 55. There may be bonus levels, there may be prestiges, but it seems like the base leveling system is going to be 1 through 55, which shouldn't really surprise anybody. That's kind of a Call of Duty standard. That's kind of what we get every single year, right? Next up, the Black Ops Cold War Battle Pass is going to integrate with Warzone just like Modern Warfare 2019 did. We touched on that briefly earlier, but I'd like to do it again. To me, what this means is not only will the loot transfer back and forth, but the leveling system is going to almost certainly have to be XP or time-based so that you can level up both equally, and it is a very strong indicator that Activision is willing to continue with a consumer-friendly content style instead of going back to their old ways of loot boxes and separate battle passes and goofy stuff. If the battle pass works just like the Modern Warfare 19 battle pass does, I'm going to be very, very happy with it. Moving along, Call of Duty player numbers, at least according to Activision's official numbers, which I think is illegal to lie about in a call like this, I'm not sure, are up to over 100 million players monthly. It's due to three primary things. Number one is that Warzone is free to play and it's extremely successful. There's a ton of people playing Warzone and that really pumps up Call of Duty's numbers. Number two is that Call of Duty Mobile is kind of exploding in its own right. I don't know if you guys saw the mobile BR tournament or even the regular like 4v4 pro COD mobile tournament was just mental. There was a tremendous amount of interest, really high views. The game continues to grow and continues to be popular, and I think they're going to try to integrate more COD mobile stuff in the future. And then three at the end, and I think this is the one where you guys are going to get your crucifixes out to just, you know, nail me to them, is that Modern Warfare 19 is still actually retaining players. Love it, or as most of you probably will say, hate it, the game is popular. People are playing it, and some group of people out there somewhere are liking it, and it is really pumping up Call of Duty's numbers. numbers, so COD numbers are better than they've ever been before. Because of all this, Activision seems to plan to keep Warzone running indefinitely, if for nothing else as a marketing tool to get people into the Call of Duty brand or franchise. The CEO described it as being better and more effective than any traditional media marketing, and I am 0% surprised by this. This is, I mean, I'm kind of in the digital space myself, you could say, but making a free-to-play product with a fair monetization system that is good in its own right and fun and hype and attractive to a wide audience is an excellent marketing tool. Getting people to play Warzone and then buy COD stuff is just as good for Activision as pumping up pre-orders. And more than that, if they want to push out a message about what they're doing in their game or some update or some big new thing that's coming, they can push it out through Warzone because everybody's going to see it in the same way that Fortnite pushed out their big updates. So that's more standard stuff. At the end of the video, a little summary. It's overall mixed bag of news. We have one big bad news, which is that Cold Warzone is getting delayed. It's good that it'll probably come out in a better state, but bad that I have to wait on it. I think a lot of you are going to say that's very bad. That's one very big negative thing. But all of the other news in today's video and in this cycle and from that call is actually quite good. So hopefully all of the little goods add up to one big good and everybody will be happy about it. That's all for the Call of Duty part of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. And honestly, more than anything, I hope that you enjoyed the NordVPN ad because I had more fun doing that than any piece of content that I've made in maybe a month or two. And if you didn't watch it, I think you should go back and watch it just to humor me after all these years of free entertainment, or buy it. That'll probably make, yeah, no, buy it. They'll love that. That'll make me a great sponsor. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.